Hello, members of Greater Bergen Realtors. I am sure many of you, if not all of you, already are aware that last week, Governor Murphy signed the new bill called the Real Estate Consumer Protection Enhancement Act. This is in line with the National Association of Realtors lawsuit settlement, and the law focuses on clarity and transparency of how we conduct business in the state of New Jersey. The law will take effect again in just a couple of weeks on August 1st, and it will enhance all of the current laws that you currently practice under. Now, let me take a moment here to just highlight a few portions of the law, but I urge you to connect with your broker, go over all of the changes in the full law. First, let's take a look at the seller changes. A seller cannot be mandated to pay a buyer agency compensation. Correct. We have never really mandated, but this is the law now that you cannot. And when you're sitting with a client taking a listing, you can explain to them that it is their choice whether they would like to offer out a compensation to a buyer's agent. So yes, they still are allowed to do that. Also, all sellers of residential real property now are mandated to fill out a property condition disclosure form, sign, and have it delivered to the buyer no later than that contract is fully executed. Now let's take a look at the buyer changes. Buyer changes, first, you must obtain a signed buyer's representation agreement prior to touring a home with a buyer, and that includes all your buyers. You must also provide the buyer and have them sign a consumer information sheet and discuss with them the differences of agency relationships. Now let's take a look at agency changes. We've always had buyer agency, seller agency, informed consent to dual agency, as well as transaction agency. Under this new law, we now have what is called dual agency with designation. Again, this video is not to go into detail of all of these changes, so sit with your broker, go through them, and they'll explain what these changes mean. Compensation changes. A broker's firm's compensation may be paid by one or more of the following: the seller, the buyer, the third party, or by sharing compensation between brokered firms so long as it is disclosed. That is the key factor. Open house changes. So at the open house, the property condition disclosure form that your seller has filled out and signed must be made available at that open house. Also, there must be a sign either at the entranceway of the open house or at the sign-in sheet that lets the consumer or client or customer walking through that front door know that the person sitting at the open house is a representative of the seller. There is more verbiage to that, and we have attached a sample of what that sign would look like down below. Finally, educational changes. There is one educational change, not additional credit, but one CE credit every biennial term must be for agency. Members, I urge you to sit down with your broker, go through these laws, and go through them so you understand them and know what to expect come August 1st. As always, if you have questions or concerns, please reach out to us here at president@greaterbergenrealtors.com. Thank you.